SLPP likely to reverse decision. Only 14 MPs present at SLPP meeting. Why did Ranil go to Thiru's home? Party office becomes a school of learning. Pavitra tasked with uniting SLPP. Bhatta passes a message to Dhammika. SLPP has 3 million votes. Dhammika claims 2 million more. What Namal did worked in Ranil's favour. Sajith Rajapaksa becomes SJB's latest headache. Latest opinion poll says Sajith is ahead. Funding stops for SJB campaign. Kalam Palitha queries, Lucky looks the other way. An encounter with Thalatha at a 5-star hotel. Rishad to abandon Sajith. Alliance a non-starter. Dayasiri refutes. Patali remains undecided.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
SLPP likely to reverse decision. The 2024 presidential polls are just weeks away. But what makes the headlines these days is the division in the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna. There is talk that its Politburo decision to field an own party candidate is likely to be reversed. Die-hard Mahinda loyalists like SM Chandrasena and Pavitra Waniyarachchi are worried by the decision. In turn, it is giving immense trouble for the party leader. Of the 128 elected on its ticket, only 14 were present at the SLPP parliamentary group meeting yesterday. So, the Rajapaksa family itself is mooting the idea of uniting the party again. Some even suspect the behaviour of President Ranil Wickremesinghe. He believed his friend, who is more popular in the villages than Sajith Premadasa, and Anura Kumara Disanayake, will support him this time too. He was at the home of Thiru Nadesan early this morning. Thiru is Nirupama's husband and close friend to both Ranil and Mahinda. It was Thiru who accompanied Ranil to Temple Trees to see Mahinda, who was losing at the 2015 election. Some believe Ranil was there to strike another deal, while others say it is for a puja. Thiru and Nirupama live at Horton Place. Ranil actually visited the home of Thiru's mother at Barnes Place, which is now almost like a Hindu temple. It is said that priests from India are holding a big puja there. Anyway, the decision not to support Ranil has divided the SLPP into two. Some say it was a plan orchestrated by the family to favour Namal. It seems the majority opinion has turned against Mahinda, Chamal, Namal, Shashindra and Nipuna. Critics say its election propaganda mechanism will now be confined to Rajapaksa loyalists only. But Namal's advisor Iranda Ginigai says the party office is like a school these days. Socio-political and leadership knowledge not in the books can be gained by observing what happens there. Persons are coming in an endless line to take the place of those who sided with Ranil. When one leaves, 10 more offer to take his place. Opportunistic MPs can change sides, but it can soon be seen that Mahinda commands power in the villages, he says. But Mahinda is coming under pressure from the family to intervene and unite the party. That job has been given to Pavitra. Yesterday she summoned hardcore SLPP members to her home in Ratnapura. Around 80 former provincial council and local government members were there. After explaining matters, Pavitra carried out a secret ballot. Announcing the result, she promised to meet Mahinda on the same day and tell him about their stand. Her media unit says the participants asked her in one voice to take leadership to bring the party together. Just like promised, she met the party hierarchy and informed them about the result. Willie Gamaga, who was present, said it will become a trend very soon and that a swift decision is needed. Another inquired if they had to reverse their decision, and Willie replied that it was not that, but that their candidate should be announced immediately. You may remember Bhatta, who took Dhammika Pereira to the Rajapaksas and gave him hopes to be a presidential candidate. Yesterday afternoon he called Dhammika and said the boss wants to meet him. Forgetting his habit of avoiding the Rahu period, he immediately went and saw Basil, who had Namal, Sagara, Johnny, Rohitha and Gamini Senarath with him. Basil told him to get ready. Overjoyed, Dhammika was embraced by Namal, who assured him to do their part for him. Agreeing with that, Dhammika promised to do it well. Also, even if I become the president, "It is you who should do the work," he said, and got patted on the back by his national organiser. He said the announcement will be made on August 7th. All the local government candidates will be brought. The entire country will know Mr. Mahinda wields power in the villages, he said. Dhammika wanted to have an auspicious date and time to make that announcement. Basil asked him to go ahead. Anyway, several journalists got hold of Dhammika at Kingsbury Hotel this morning and inquired if he was confident of victory. The SLPP's power lies with Mr. Mahinda, not its MPs. When he speaks, village people will rally round him. The other thing is, I didn't waste 2 years out of business. I have big faith in the parents of my DP education children, he explained. When asked how many votes he expects to get, he said the SLPP still has a 3 million vote base and that he can easily account for 2 million more on his own. Anyway, Ranil has earned a bonus from the SLPP decision. He is no longer called Ranil Rajapaksa. Also, he can easily get the backing of the anti-Rajapaksa elements supportive of him. Whatever happens, it happens in his favour. Sajith Rajapaksa becomes a headache for SJB. The media committee of Sajith's campaign met this morning too. Ravi Jayawardena gave the results of the latest opinion poll and said all indicate a big victory for their boss. He had in his hand the June report by the Institute of Health Policy. It indicates a 5% decline in popularity for the NPP to 26%. The SJB leads with a 38% approval rate, while it is 16 PC for the SLPP, 1 PC for the SLFP, and 7 PC for the UNP. Professor Pradeep Veerasinghe said they should be wary of the pollsters, who predicted AKD to be topping the list some months ago. They may say anything when the election comes near, he said. Thalatha objected, saying they should use it to their advantage and frighten Rajita and the lot who think of leaving. It will up the morale of our people too, he said. Lakshman Fonseca told them not to worry. Sajith is increasing his popularity. 2 weeks after the nominations, I will tell you exactly, he noted. Committee Chairman S.M. Marikar raised the most important matter. The President's media division is on a mudslinging campaign that our boss is having a deal with Namal. They are calling him Sajith Rajapaksa. We must react and blast it, the SJB spokesman observed. Professor Charitha Herath opined the presidential media division is now divided into 2 camps. This mudslinging campaign is done at the Loris Lane office at Bambalapitiya, he added. Marikar said they should respond irrespective of its origin. Lucky said it was a complete lie that Sajith and Namal had secret talks. When Mujibur Rahman said it was his friend's newspaper that claimed so, Lucky didn't answer. Nalaka Godahewa said such should be countered, or else it will get registered. It took a considerable time for the committee to discuss Ranil's Sajith Rajapaksa campaign. When one said he upped Ranil's campaign slogan, another said Manusha had withdrawn it and talked about a new one. Kellam Palitha rejected it and complained that what he says is not taken note of. Lucky promised to do something and asked to keep that contact going. Even another inquired as to why the full-page campaign ad for weekend newspapers was halted. Kellam said the agency had not been paid. Lucky admitted it and said they had a payment issue. Kellam again asked if Wilma was refusing it, but Lucky looked the other way. Is the SJB at a loss? It talks about reviving the economy, but is unable to fund an election campaign. Has funding stopped for fear that Sajith will lose, or is anyone playing double games? An encounter with Thalatha at a 5-star hotel. SJB's Thalatha Atukarali is getting much attention due to the talk that she is going to strengthen Ranil's hands at any moment. She faced an incident at a 5-star Colombo hotel where she was attending a ceremony. At the time, there was also a meeting of former local government members who had thrown their weight behind Ranil. Journalists covering it thought Thalatha too had attended it. They inquired from her and got the following reply.
ඕගොල්ලෝ හැමදාම කරන්නේ දෙපැත්ත කපන ඒවයි කඩන ඒවයි.
නෑ ඔබතුමිය දැන් මෙතන අපි ඉතින් හින්දාද මේ තරහ කියලා තියෙන්නේ?
නෑ අනේ නෑ මම මේ අපි එහෙම තරහ යන්න කිසිම හේතුවක් නෑ නේද මම තරහ යන්න කිසිම හේතුවක් නෑ.
Coming to hear about the incident, Ranil's advisor Ashu Marasinghe said they will meet many like Thalatha at such places in the future. Rishad to abandon Sajith. Alliance a non-starter. Preparations are underway for the agreement signing for the SJB-led alliance at Sugathadasa Stadium on 08 August. General Secretary Ranjith Maduma Bandara is organising the event. The Samagi Jana Santanaya will be joined by Mano Ganeshan, Rauf Hakim, Palani Digambaram, Dulas Alahaparuma, Roshan Ranasinghe, G.L. Peris, ex-MP Arjuna Ranatunga, and many others. SJB sources said that once the agreement is signed, they would campaign for the presidential election as the broadest opposition alliance. But it has already hit a snag. SJB sources say the All Ceylon Makal Congress led by Rishad Bathuddin is yet to decide which candidate to support. Former SLFP General Secretary Dayasiri Jayasakara too has refuted reports that he would join the SJB-led alliance. He said he would summon party organisers tomorrow and decide whether to field own candidate or support a candidate from another party. The United Republic Front too is undecided on the matter, said its leader Patali Ranawaka. He said that talks were underway with the SJB as well as the Anura Yapa faction that supports President Ranil. A decision is due within days, he added. What we see now are only the preparations for the final contest, the presidential polls. The situation will intensify further as it draws nearer. Here, of utmost importance for both politicians and people alike is patience. They shouldn't lose their heads, or else everybody will end up losers. That's it for today.
The Leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.